Hey, this is Father Carr, driving around, looking for a little errand we're doing right here. And so one of the things I want to talk about as we do this is, sometimes I've been looking at people and they're saying, we've got to do some changes in the church, and we've got to call people to be holier and everything else. And sometimes they'll be really angry and nasty the way they do it. And I can understand where they're coming from. But you know what? If you want to make a holier church, you begin with yourself. And that's important because in order for us to be holy, we have to first say, I choose to be holy. Jesus talks about that. He said, wait a minute, take care of the plank in your own eye first. And that's actually a real important principle, because it is important for us to become and seek to become holy first before we can call anyone else to holiness. Otherwise, it's not going to work. But when we call others to holiness by first calling ourselves to holiness and first being examples and ways of living holiness, then we become an inspiration to others. There's a great preaching by a priest by the name of Father Rufus Pereira. He's one of the most famous exorcists in the world, and he talks about, we went over a bump. And he talks about something that had happened where this woman came to him and she was having real struggles with her children, and she asked him to pray for her that her children would change. And he said, no. What I will do is pray for you to change. And he called her to be holier. And when he called her to learn how to be holier and to be closer to the sacraments and closer to her Catholic faith, she did, and she responded. And in her response to become holier, her children became better behaved, and eventually her children also became, very successful in their own rights and whatever careers they eventually chose as they grow up. So when I hear people talking about, hey, we've got to start doing this and we got to call people to do this, well, okay, you want to call people to more holiness, you want to call people to be better Catholics, you want to call people to be better administrators in your respective dioceses, fine. But don't do it if your first priority isn't for you to become holy in your prayer, in your actions, in your attendance at Mass, clearly don't even think of walking down that path if you're not close to the sacrament of reconciliation and the Eucharist. So, something kind of looking at, and keep that in mind. And what is it we're called to do? We're called to be holy first. Remember a basic lesson we see in airports or airplanes. Remember, put the oxygen mask on you first before you help anyone else. If you want your church to change, to be more holy, it has to begin with every one of each of us. So let us all begin seeking holiness always, every day. And when we seek holiness every day, we grow in holiness, and our church grows in holiness. As the saying goes, a rising tide raises all boats. Stay very close to the sacraments. Make sure you go to confession, and go to confession today, or go to confession this week. Go to confession monthly. Go to Mass. Know your Bible. Study your Bible. Know your faith. And live a holy life. And you will call your church by your actions to holiness. God bless you.